Friday night. As KGMB9 first reported yesterday, June Jones' contract dispute with the University of Hawaii has been resolved. One of the interesting points of it, the former UH football coach added his input to how some of the money will be spent. Liz Chun has some more on the details of the agreement, which UH officially released today.
June Jones and the University of Hawaii are back on good terms again. The school will get its money from the former UH football coach after he broke his contract to take a job at SMU. And Jones is very pleased with the settlement. Here are the resolution points. Both sides agreed on a payout of half the $400,000 fee. The breakdown includes the June Jones Foundation donating $100,000 to a scholarship fund in memory of the late Dr. Kanalu Young. Young, who was a faculty advisor for Hawaiian Studies in Manoa, served as a spiritual advisor to Jones' teams. The other half comes from an anonymous donor and goes directly to the school and will be used as Chancellor Virginia Hinshaw feels necessary. According to longtime friend John DeFries, who served as Jones' representative through this process, Jones and his unknown supporter have yet to meet. From Dallas, Jones released this statement: "Hawaii is my home. Therefore, as I look beyond our past achievements in football, maintaining a healthy relationship with UH and sustaining productive contributions to our island communities will always be important to me." The settlement comes nearly a year after Jones' departure and 3 months since the mediation process began. Liz Chun, KGMB9 Sports.
When the UH football team made their week-long trip to the Sugar Bowl last year, there were a handful of obstacles to deal with, from a lengthy plane ride to a different culture. Now that shoe is on the other foot. Notre Dame battled a snowstorm when they left South Bend today, delaying their arrival to the islands.
We don't have to deal with that, and we're here comfortable, and a lot of our families live here, and just the culture shock that they might experience. I'm hearing from somebody that they kind of still think some people live in villages.
This year has been a great experience for me because I've been with a bunch of guys that have really stayed together in really tough times, but mainly the players and the coaches have stayed together and believed in each other, and I'll never forget that.
2008 has been an up and down year for Notre Dame. After winning 4 of their first 5 games, the Irish have won just twice in their last 7 contests, including 2 losses in a row. But that's not the only streak they'll be looking to end. Notre Dame hasn't won a bowl game since most of their seniors were in the 3rd grade.
I wasn't part of those teams that lost the bowl game, but I'm a part of the Notre Dame program. And whenever there's a negative record that's associated with Notre Dame, I'm gonna do everything I can to turn that around and get that ended and start a new streak.
Big for us, just to know that we were a part of something, ending something, which was the losing bowl streak, and get our next season off to the right start.
Ultimately, we got to stay focused for the game, because that's what we're there for. We're there for to win a bowl game, not to not vacation.
This is the 5th time in the past 7 years that the Warriors are playing in the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl. Tickets are still available. Kickoff with Notre Dame is at 3 o'clock on Christmas Eve. And KGMB9 will
day before Christmas, right?
That's right, and it's just 5 days away from kickoff between Hawaii and Notre Dame. 7th annual Sheraton Hawaii Bowl festivities got kick-started this afternoon with the game's official press conference in Waikiki. Now, Fighting Irish were not present since the team is not expected to the islands until late tonight after wrapping up final exams earlier in the day. Warriors, though, expressed just how big this game is, hoping to put a triumphant stamp on a season that started with much uncertainty.
Coming off of a 12-0 season, playing Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, and just being so up as a team from 12-0 and then losing the Sugar Bowl, and then find out that your head coach is leaving, and for a second the team was in disarray, and we had to really stay together and come together closer than we ever have.
The team and the coaches together kept this whole thing together so we can all be here in this great opportunity. We have a great opportunity playing Notre Dame in front of the entire country, and we're excited about that.
This game's gonna mean a lot to us because it's like a period. It's gonna capitalize our season and the whole things we've been through the last year. So to win this one, it's gonna be awesome for us, and it's awesome for me as a senior, and that's something that I really want to do.
Fighting Irish enter the game 6-6. Will be playing in just their third pre-New Year's Day bowl game in 20 seasons. Warriors are 7-6, making their 6th bowl game appearance in 7 years. Kickoff set for next Wednesday, 3 in the afternoon, Hawaii time. Looking ahead now to the 2009 season, Warriors' September 12th showdown against Washington State has officially been moved from the Cougars' home stadium in Pullman to the Seattle Seahawks Quest Field. Since 2002, Wazoo has played one non-conference game a year in Seattle called the Cougar Gridiron Classic. This will be the second of a 3-game deal with UH and Washington State, with the third game being played at Aloha Stadium in 2011. Earlier this season, Warriors beat the Cougars 24-10 in
Finally, a resolution to the contract dispute between UH and former Warrior football coach June Jones. The school claimed it was owed $400,000 from Jones, or about half his annual salary, since he opted out of his 5-year contract prior to its expiration to go coach, of course, at SMU, a job worth about $2 million a year. Jones, of course, disagreed, saying he had a verbal agreement in place with former athletic director Herman Frazier to waive that clause. Well, UH will get half the asking price. 11 months after Jones' departure, the final agreement has the June Jones Foundation donating just over $100,000 to a Hawaiian Studies scholarship fund, with another private donor contributing $100,000 to the school on Jones' behalf. How you doing, everybody? Let's talk sports. The settlement represents closure to another aspect in the year of transition that was for the UH football program. The players and coaches say the upcoming Hawaii Bowl matchup with Notre Dame is another, as season 1 in the Greg McMackin regime comes to an end. A season that tested the resolve of a team that went through difficult losses on and off the field.
Being so up as a team from 12-0 and then losing Sugar Bowl, and then find out that, your head coach is leaving. And, for a second, the team was in disarray. We found out Coach Mack was going to be our head coach. Gave all of us a sense of comfort.
I knew the situation, when I took the position. I really liked the players here. I love Hawaii. The schedule was going to be tough. Losing of the offensive players was going to be tough.
How can Hawaii rebound from, Cole Brennan and Devon and Ryan leaving, and we had to really stay together and come together closer than we ever have, with coaches and players.
The thing is, I remember being 1-3 and saying that I believe in my players and I believe in my coaches, and we're going to end up being in a bowl game. We've come a long way. We're playing our best football right now, and we're playing more the type of football that we want to be known for.
This game's going to mean a lot to us because it's like a period. It's going to capitalize our season and the whole things we've been through the last year. So to win this one, it's going to be awesome for us, and it's going to be awesome for me as a senior, and that's something that I really want to do.
Notre Dame's coming into town tonight. Warriors and Fighting Irish will do battle on the field, though, Christmas Eve at 3 p.m. at Aloha.
It was also a big year in sports. Hawaii football in the Sugar Bowl, and then a big surprise. UH head football coach June Jones from Manoa. K5's Stephen Florino caught up with Jones at his new gig in Texas.
June Jones may be in Big D, but he's bringing some Hawaii with him. Are you enjoying getting to wear an Aloha shirt again?
Well, I wear it up there, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, we instituted Aloha Friday.
Jones back in the islands just for the weekend, helping old friends.
We're best friends, and he's best friends with Hawaii.
McMackin and Jones have known and worked with each other for more than 20 years, from Oregon to the USFL to the 1999 and 2007 Warriors, two of the program's biggest years under Jones.
He's a good football coach, good person, good man, and I'm excited for him to be leading this program.
He's just a special guy, and like I said, he's been a good friend of mine forever. So he supports me on anything I do, and I support him on anything he does.
That includes trying to set up games between the new teams for these two new head coaches. Who'd win?
Well, we're going to kick their ass, you know that.
UH. I mean, I don't know, but it's hard to come over here and win. I do know that.
I don't think you can shut down the run and shoot, but, I just believe in our guys, and, I'm sure he feels the same way.
Stephen Florino, K5 News.
Jones says the Mustangs have openings in their schedule in the 2009, 12, and 13 seasons, but ultimately scheduling is not up to the coaches. It's up to the athletics director.